So I am trying a microphone on Instagram today. So whoever's out there, can you tell me if you can hear me okay? If you can't hear me, hopefully you'll say I can't hear you, but I'd love it if you would say, yes, I can hear you. I know we're good over here on Facebook, Instagram, or Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, but I want to make sure my mic is working on Instagram. So if you are out there, can you say, yes, I can hear you? If you say nothing, I assume you can't hear me. That would be so helpful. I am happy that it's Friday. I'm psyched that it is Labor Day weekend. Perfect. Thank you so much, Brenda, for the confirmation. Hopefully the microphone will be a little bit better now with sounds. So I'm excited. Excuse me. My goodness, what a morning. I have a frog in my throat. I am excited for Labor Day weekend, and I'm very excited because next week I'm going to the beach, which is where I want to be right now. I can't come fast enough. So I do have a topic I want to talk about today, but I want to also give some quick updates on my end that my new supplement store will be launching next week. I am so excited. So when you guys ask me questions like, what's your favorite gut powder? Where can I get this or that? What's your favorite infrared light? Where can I pick up this? And stuff that maybe isn't available in my private line, I now got you covered. I can tell you exactly where to go, where to buy it. We're creating bundles, we're creating quick lists and things like that so that you know what products have kind of been approved by me, what hasn't. So I am way excited for that. On that note, if you are someone out there that already has a subscription through my current site for supplements, we are going to be reaching out to you this week to set up your prescription on or your subscription on the new site. So please take the call or the email. It is really us. We are reaching out and we don't want you to go without your supplements. So if you're listening, you get supplements from Total Health Apothecary on a regular basis. We are going to be reaching out to you to move you to the new platform so that your subscription does not get interrupted. So please answer. And what's so cool about the new site is it has so many more products, so many more trusted brands, and a great resource for all of you to be able to get what you need when you need it. So I'm way excited. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. Quiet out there today. Is everyone here? Are you with me? Anyone on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram? Anyone want to say hello? Good morning. Am I talking to no one? Give me something, people. Give me something. All right, I got some hearts. I like it. Okay, thank you, Instagram. Much appreciated. It's never fun to just talk to a blank camera. I like to know that people are hearing me. So I want to talk a little bit about our food this morning. And this was prompted by an article that came across talking about the recent Listeria outbreak in Boar's Head Meats. And I started to think, gosh, you know, about 6 months ago around Christmas, I did a live on medicine that had been recalled that you guys weren't aware of, like cold and flu medicine, Robitussin, whatnot. And all of you were like, wow, oh my God, no one ever tells us. How would we know? So I want to give you a little bit of update on what's happening in the world of food in America. And it is not good. It is not. I'm sorry to say. But we are getting more and more cases of recalls. And here's what they're finding. Well, the Boar's Head Meats found Listeria, which does happen periodically, but it was in deli foods as well as prepackaged foods. So these somehow got packaged without getting checked, which is not a good thing. But I was just reading about all of these products that had imports of meat from countries that are banned, which is an issue right now because there's a lot of countries that we banned import from, mostly because of disease states. They're not clean. We don't know what's in the meat and whatnot. Bunch of different companies, and these are all canned products, processed foods. There was another one where in chicken tenders, like little chicken nuggets and tender products, how many of you feed those to your kids? They're finding metal in them. Apple juice, they just found arsenic, uncontrollable levels of arsenic in apple juice. How many of you feed apple juice to your children? This is becoming a problem, is it not? I mean, on one hand, I'm glad they're finding it. Okay, so kudos to them. But why are we not checking this in these mass-produced facilities? And I think a lot of it has to do with understaffing, and I think a lot of it has to do with really oversight, lack of management. You know, the health in our country is definitely going downhill. And prior to more recently, we were saying, well, this is because we're putting all these additives in our foods and all these colors and all these things that don't need to be in there, which is 100% true. But now we're adding toxins on top of it, and we're adding contaminants. I mean, if your kid bites into a chicken nugget and gets a slice of metal in their mouth, that is not good, right? It also makes me wonder, are they just grinding the chicken up without even paying any attention? Like, how does metal get into it if it's being well managed? So they're not. And if you go and you look at recalls of food, you will see a ton of recalls right now. Hot dog products, any type of packaged meat is on the chopping block right now, guys. So, you know, do you make your kids ham sandwiches for school? Like, you need to pay attention, okay? Because do you give them apple juice? Right? These are things that we do actually use. I mean, granted, some of the recalls were in like liverwurst and stuff. I don't know who eats that, but someone might, right? Sausage is on the chopping block quite a bit, particularly misbranding, undeclared allergens, meat from sources that are forbidden. There are certain countries that we're not allowed to accept imports from, and they're getting into our food. That is a problem. Most of these are ready to eat products. Processed foods. We need to go back to learning how to cook. We need to go back to paying attention to what's in our food. And I think many of us were raised on TV dinners. I was. Now, I had a grandmother who cooked every meal from scratch. And thank heavens for her, man, because I learned so much from her. And I have to credit my ability to cook to her. It certainly wasn't to my parents, who were working parents who just had to give me TV dinners all the time, right? We kind of got in this way of, you know, top ramen and macaroni and cheese and TV dinners and canned SpaghettiOs and things like this, right? And so we got into this habit of learning how to cook from processed foods rather than from whole foods. And what's happening is we're starting to get more and more toxins in there. So there's a couple things we have to do. Number one, we have to start really being critical about where we're getting our food from and learning how to make things ourselves. And that's a convenience thing. I get it. I made a latte myself this morning, and I used a packaged almond milk. Now, it's an organic, non-GMO. I try to do my research, but it was packaged. So I can't guarantee that those almonds don't have some level of heavy metals in them. The only way I can guarantee that is by growing my own almonds. Obviously, that gets a little difficult, right? But we have to make every effort that we can, and we have to relearn how to cook and make it easy. And it needs to become a priority, right? Secondly, we have to give our bodies the opportunity to detoxify this when it does come about. We need to make sure that our guts and our immune systems are on point, right? So that we can clear as much toxin as possible. We need to make sure that our drainage pathways are open. We need to make sure that our body is able to do its job, right? And these are things that we need to do while we're managing stress, because what does stress do? Anyone? Stress slows down our natural digestion process, slows down our detoxification processes, slows down our cellular repair, the use of antioxidants. So if we're under stress, our bodies are already at a disadvantage, right? And then to this, we add these packaged foods that, you know, we give our kid apple juice with arsenic in it. So we have to really pay attention to not only what we're eating, but also how healthy is our body, right? So I want to help you do this. And I have a free 5-day challenge coming up where I just want to give you some insights into how I eat. When I asked a question last week, I asked, you know, what do you want to know? What's important to you? And a lot of you said, Dr. Pinkel, what do you eat every day? How do you do this? So I'm going to tell you, right? We're going to do that. I'm going to give you my little quick tips. Gosh, I'm stumbling over my words today. Little tips that you can do every single day to help minimize stress on your body so that your body can actually detoxify and the immune system can act when we do eat something that is contaminated. Because I have a feeling that this list I'm looking at right now, full of all these packaged foods, full of a bunch of junk, is going to continue to get worse. I would love to hear from you guys on this. Do you guys worry about this at all? Is this news? Or are you guys like, yeah, Dr. P, we already know that? Or are you guys like, oh my God, really? My boar's head meat has listeria in it? Give me some feedback, some hearts at least. Give me something, just a little bit of something. And then I'm going to jump into your questions. But I think we really have gotten used to that convenience, haven't we? of eating, of grabbing something really quick. Often, thank you for the heart. Often we're out running. We're like, oh, we're too busy. We're going to get takeout. And we're relying on these restaurants for their cleanliness and their proper food handling. And those restaurants are relying on the suppliers, right, to provide them with healthy food. And so if the suppliers are not providing food that's healthy, the restaurant can't possibly provide food that's healthy, right? I have one person saying, I'm not eating meat. I don't eat meat either, but apple juice isn't meat, right? It happens in other products as well. We see this in lettuce all the time, and in fruits and vegetables, you can wash them and whatever to remove a lot of bacteria. But when we're in a hurry and we buy a packaged oat milk, or we buy, canned beans or something like that, we assume that they've been vetted, inspected, and that they're safe. And the reality is we're finding they're not. Nicole says, totally on board with eating whole foods, plant-based. Awesome. You should come join my challenge. Have you joined my challenge? Do you guys want to know how to join my challenge? Easy as pie. You can go to my link in bio. So what that means, because I had a question on that last week, is when you go to my profile on all of these social platforms, with the exception of YouTube. YouTube might be different, but the other ones, there's a link there that was like where my website would be, and that takes you to a page that has all of my information, my supplement store, my website, and it also has a link to sign up for my free challenge. It is September 9th through 13th. It is 4 days with me going live with a little bit of an online platform with quick little lessons, handouts that you can use at home to help take those first steps towards being healthier. And then the 5th day is a masterclass. If you sign up for the challenge, you are automatically invited and in the masterclass. So, and we're going to be talking about how to 10x your life and energy, which I think all of you need, right? I want to 10x my life and energy, and I'm already like up here, right? Cute hair, Dr. Pete. Thank you. This is my natural hair, y'all. I'm getting ready for the beach. So you guys see it straight all the time, but this is actually what it looks like when I get out of the shower, because I took a shower this morning and just let it air dry. I didn't do much, but thank you. I appreciate it. I have a very curly head of hair normally. I don't show it that often. Lots of little ringlets, right? Also, I started using a new hair product that I love. I need to see if I can somehow get it on my website. It's called Arete, A-R-E-T-E. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. A-R-E-T-E. I'm sure I can get a link for this. Remind me in the comments afterwards, and I'll try to remember to put them in. I'm going to read some of these comments from Instagram. I see quite a few coming through, and questions. For those of you over on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, start popping some questions down. I'm ready to take them. Thank you for the hearts. I love it. I love them. I love the love. With my microphone, can you still hear Piggy snoring? She's full on, like sawing logs right now, like full on. My microphone might omit that. All right, I'm going to start in on these questions of Instagram. Thank you so much. If you are new here, tell me where you're from. I want to hear where you're from. Where did you find me? You have any questions for me? Throw them at me. We can talk about any aspects of health. For those of you that show up every single week, I just want to say thank you so much. And if you missed the announcement in the beginning, I have a new store launching next week. I'm so excited about, and it will have so much more than my store has right now. Like, it's going to be unbelievable. And although we're going to continue to build it and create bundles and create resources for you to direct you in the right place, at the very minimum, it's going to be up next week, which I'm psyched about. So if you have an existing subscription from my current store on your supplements, you're going to be hearing from us next week. So please, please, please take our call or answer our email so that we can get you set up on the new platform so that you don't miss your supplements. There are many of you out there that I know, we've been filling them, and I know they come in every single month, and I don't want you to miss your supplement. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's see. Oh my gosh, my husband's out there. You still out there? He never watches me live. Hi, sweetheart. If you're still there, say hi. You might not know how. Do I use protein powder daily? I really try to. I'll be honest. I really do. And that's one of the things that'll be on the new store. I will have a list of protein powders that I love that you guys will be able to purchase. Isn't that cool? Because you guys ask me that question all the time. And there are so many great proteins out there. I'm not necessarily married to one, but I am married to what are the ingredients in them, right? So there are many bad protein powders out there. So I will absolutely have that on the new store. And what I do is I put it like in my breakfast. So like if I'm having like a cashew yogurt with granola, I'll put protein powder in that. I do smoothies quite often. I definitely do smoothies when I'm hungry, but it's not quite mealtime. I'm a big fan of smoothies, especially on days that I work out extra, because some days I end up doing Pilates and dance in the same day and my body's like, give me food. So smoothies are great for that. Protein's great for that. But I absolutely do, because as a plant-based person, I can only get so much protein, right? And as I get older, I need more. So I do supplement. Will shuttlecap be a good herb for fungal issues? You know, I have to look up, that must be the common name. I learned them by actual name. So I'm not sure what that is. I have to look. Skullcap? You said shuttlecap. I'm not sure I know what that is, hun. Let me know. I haven't heard of it as shuttlecap, if that's the name. Come back, circle back on that, okay? Yes, scary about packaged almond milks, juices, and increasing bacteria on vegetables. Absolutely. It does concern me, especially as a parent. Like I just packed my kids' lunch today, right? And, you know, Whole Foods makes these little organic animal crackers. You know, my kids love that type of thing. So like I'll throw that in there, you know. Sometimes I'll throw in some applesauce, you know. And so the thought that I may not be able to trust those foods, like we already live in a world of such distrust. It's like you really want your foods to be good, even the organic ones, but I don't know. Now, in all fairness, on this recall list, none of the ones I saw were organic non-GMO products. They were all just the traditional mass-produced packaged meats and things like that. So, I mean, at least hopefully our odds are a little bit less by looking for those labels, but we can't guarantee that. And at what point will it move to those factories, right? Because a lot of those same factories produce those products. I don't know what is going on with the frog in my throat today. Did not have that before I started. From Ontario, Canada, and love your work. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Nicole. Thank you. Thank you. Did I catch up? Oh, here we go. How do you navigate lead and heavy metals being in so many better for you products? You have to really look at supporting the body's natural detox process. So one of the things I'm working on, and this will be on the new store, is that many of you had asked me about what detox was I doing. A few months back, I did 4 months where I opened up my drainage pathways. I did a parasite cleanse. I did viral attack, fungal attack, and also really feeding the mitochondria. And that's one of those kits that I'm going to be offering on the new store, and more information about that. And I think it's important because I think we have to stay on top of our immune systems. And the one problem, and as I've said numerous times, is we live in a society where we are constantly under stress. We are under stress to such an extent that we don't think we're under stress. We just think it's normal. And this is a problem, because it slows our body's natural ability to remove toxins. So even if you get exposed to one of these products, let's say you would normally get exposed to it at this level, but our body could remove much of it. If you get exposed at this level, but our body can't remove any of it, and then we do it again, our toxic burden continues to increase. We really have to get back to focusing on food as medicine, and also our gut health as the ruler of our immune system. And stress has a direct impact on that. So we have to start looking at this. And the thing is no doctor can solve this for you. All we can do is make you aware of it so that you change certain things in your lifestyle so that the stress doesn't have such an impact on your life, right? And this is hard. I have a lot going on right now, like a lot. And I'm catching myself. Like I didn't sleep well last night because my brain was worrying about something, right? And I try to practice these things every single day. I try to keep, thank you for the fire. I try to keep solid head about it as much as I can. And when I get caught up in it, I try to reframe it and remind myself, like, I don't have to be stressing over this. But our bodies have adapted to this constant busy lifestyle all the time, right? all the time. We've just adapted to it. It's considered normal. And then when we can't sleep, we have anxiety, we're bloating, we can't lose weight, our hair's falling out. We don't like have the same zest we used to have. You know, we go to the doctor and we're told it's normal. Oh yeah, that's just, you know, that's what happens. It's perimenopause, or it's just stress. That gets me every time. It's just stress. It is stress, and we can do something about it. That's the thing that changes. We actually can change the stress response in our body. It does not have to be accepted. That's what gets my goat the most. Oh, it's just perimenopause. Oh, it's just stress. Oh, that's just normal. Baloney. No. If we go back 50 years, this was not normal. So what's changed? Technology, packaging foods, busy lifestyle, more sedentary. We could start throwing out all these things that are contributing. And I have no doubt that they are contributing fully, absolutely. But stress is involved in every single one of them, because if you look at it from my perspective, being sedentary is stressful on the body. Why? Because we're meant to move. Eating foods that are full of toxins is stressful on the body. Why? Because our body has to detoxify it, right? So you could go and blame all the food for the diabetes. You can blame all the food for everything, and it's definitely playing a role. But the reason being is because it increases internal stressor that adds to our external stressors that we've already adapted to. I'm getting a lot of fires on 100%. Are you having fun with it? I am. But the crazy part is we actually can change this. We don't have to live this way. Right? We just don't. So why do we? Partly because we pop on social media, we see what everyone else is doing. We think, oh, our life sucks. We're not like them. Look at them. They're traveling the world. I'm stuck here at home doing my thing. Guess what? They made a choice to travel. You can make one too. But we tend to compare ourselves to everybody else. And I do this too all the time. We compare ourselves to everybody else, adding more stress on our body on top of that. We live in a society of keep up with everybody else. If we don't keep up, if we say no, if we decide to sit down and have a meal for an hour, that's a problem. If we put limits on how often we check email or how we answer phone calls, we're seen as we're ignoring people. We're not responsive, right? I tell people this all the time. I just told someone, a vendor that I work with was like, well, I work all weekend. Like, let me know if you need anything. And I said, well, I won't, because I don't work on the weekend. Right? You shouldn't either. And I wouldn't expect you to answer my email on a Saturday. Right? I may email you if that's, maybe I'll send an email out if something pops in my head, but I wouldn't expect a response. Right? I certainly wouldn't get mad at you if you didn't respond on a weekend. Right? But a lot of people do. I hear that all the time. Oh, I hear what you're saying, Dr. P, but my business, I can't. Well, there's always boundaries to be set. There are things you can do. Hi, Erin. How are you? Anyone over there on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube? You guys are way quiet. Instagram's at least giving me some love. They're giving me some fire, some 100%, right? See if I can make the fireworks go off on Instagram? I don't know how I do it, guys. Every time I'm like throwing my arms around and all of a sudden something pops up. Hey, Steve over in Facebook. Thank you for saying hi. I know Steve always has great questions. Throw them at me, man. Throw them at me. I've put up on all platforms with questions. So you guys are quiet today. I guess you're just listening to me rant. I can keep ranting if you want. For those of you that just popped in, Dr. Tricia Bingle, if you're new here, say hi. I have a new store launching next week, which will have so many more products. You should be so excited. If you have a subscription right now to Total Health Apothecary Supplements, we are going to be reaching out to you this week. Please answer our call or our text or our email so that we can get you set up on the new system. If you want to discontinue it, fine, but at least answer, right? So that we're not sitting here wondering, oh my gosh, we haven't heard from so-and-so. They're not going to get their supplements. We really do care that people get what they want. So definitely, if you hear from my team, it is legit. Okay. And the new site is going to be awesome. Susan, are you trying to send fireworks? I love that. I couldn't get them to go. I don't know what I do that makes them go off on Instagram, but it's not working. That's okay. New store is very excited. I am so excited. Like, I mean, I have infrared lights. I have cleaning products for the home. I have like everything you guys ask about, protein powders. I have gut healing powders. You know, my private line only covers, you know, there's only 10 products in there, right? Yes, Erin, can you wait to place an order? Reach out to me. I'll tell you when it's going live. Or I'll send you the back end site to see if you can place it and give it a try. Maybe you'll be my trial. The stuff that's filling from the current area is almost out of stock. So most stuff is out of stock on the website right now. So when the new site goes up, it'll all be back in stock again, but it's because it was all shipped to where it needs to go. So yes, but Erin, I'll reach out to you. Best way to soothe the vagus nerve. I love that question. Number one, I do have an article on this, and I believe it's called Let's Go to Vagus, but Vegas is spelled VAGUS. The vagus nerve, just for those of you that don't know, is the nerve in our body that calms our body down. Okay, so we have a sympathetic nervous system and we have a parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is that fight or flight, adrenaline type thing. This is I'm running from a bear, cortisol flight. Not good, not where our body is at its best. We make stupid decisions when we're in fight or flight. Parasympathetic system is our rest and digest. So there is a nerve that runs through our body, it innervates our entire body, that when you stimulate it, like if you could think of it like a guitar string and you start strumming it, will actually calm the body down and take it into a parasympathetic state. There are a lot of things that do this. One of the easiest, and this is something we're going to learn in my 5-day challenge. Should I share it? I won't give too many details because you guys set up the challenge to learn, but there's a lot of different breath techniques that you can use to actually stimulate the vagus nerve. I'm going to teach them to you in the 5-day challenge. Hint, hint. If you want to sign up, go to the link in bio. It is free. Okay. You just have to show up. That's it. That's all you got to do. But breathing is one of them. There are a lot of things you can do, like inversion poses in yoga and Pilates that also stimulate the vagus nerve. Humming and singing is one of the best ways to do it as well. And you'll see this in kids all the time. My youngest does this all the time. When he's agitated, he'll sing. Or he'll like, right? Because you're making this vibrate. So vibration of the voice box actually can calm the vagus nerve. I know you know I'm going to pull out dancing. Dancing does as well. You ordered Pulsetto. I'll give feedback when I get it. Oh, is that like a stimulator, like an actual machine that stimulates? You could do that as well. But there are a lot of natural ways to stimulate it on its own. And that will actually calm your body down. So yeah, it's a great technique to learn. And I do have an article with a bunch of techniques in there. And we're going to talk about it during the challenge. Good cue there, Steve. Thanks. I have 10 more minutes. Are you guys just quiet today? You need me to entertain you? I took a cardio hip hop class last night and I like left there. I was like, oh my gosh, it wasn't particularly hard, but the stamina needed to do it over and over again. Maybe that's why I'm a little froggy today. I'm probably inflamed just from pushing myself to that point and not drinking enough water. You know, even doctors do things wrong. I'm human. Hi, Jim. How are you? You got any questions for me? I'm caught up on questions. I'll sign off if you guys don't have any more. You guys tend to throw them all out at me right at the end, and I'm here for you. We were talking about toxins. We were talking about our food. Of course, I love to talk about stress. I could do that all day long. Bunch of new podcasts have dropped in the last couple weeks. If you haven't listened to the one by Jen Simmons, that is a fantastic one. She is a breast cancer expert. We talked a lot about how stress impacts the immune system. And I think it's a valuable thing because I don't know one single woman who isn't worried about breast cancer, right? Especially with it, you know, cancer rates being on the rise. And that goes back to that food again, food and stress. The cancer rates in younger generations are on the rise. Why? What has changed? The quality of our food for sure, the toxins for sure, but our ability to detoxify it has changed because our bodies are under such stress, right? What was the beginning about food? I'm going to go back and listen. Yeah, essentially the overview was that there are a ton of recalls on food right now, and packaged food is just simply not being managed the way that it used to. And, you know, it's convenience, right? You put your almond milk in your coffee, but you're relying on other people to know that the almonds that were put in there weren't full of arsenic or that don't have pieces of metal in them. So they found metal in chicken nuggets. They found arsenic in apple juice. And these are things that we may give our kids, right? And we're relying on people to keep us safe, where unfortunately we really have to take this back, Erin. We really got to take it back into our hands. We're the only ones that can control what goes in our house, right? And so unfortunately, with the level of stress we have, our detoxification systems are not where they need to be. And we're also getting inundated in food and medicine with a lot of different toxins, a lot of preservatives, a lot of additives, and things that weren't there before. So we really have to come back and take a hold of that. So my 5-day challenge will definitely, my 5-day challenge will definitely get into some of this as well. And my new store will have a lot more focus as we build it on how do we support our gut and our immune system. Now, rolling out a store is not an easy task. And, you know, I try not to work on the weekend. So it's going to come out, it's going to be kind of bare bones, and it'll just every single week, there'll be more and more and more that's added to it that helps guide you to where you need to be. But those of you that show up in my lives, it'll be very easy for me to direct you to places. We can talk about it, that type of thing, right? It's no easy task, and that's okay. I would like to talk about how important it is to be grateful to be alive. You're going to get me sad, though. You're going to make me show my soft side with that question. Did you do that on purpose? What a powerful statement, right? How many of you wake up in the morning and you're grateful to be alive? I do. And I do because I've watched so much death, right? So I've watched people that I love that were healthy die. And they would have given anything just to wake up and go to the grocery store. Yet we say, I have to. Oh, I have to go to the grocery store. We're out of bread. Oh, I have to go here. Oh my gosh, I have to make this phone call. Oh, I can't do that. I have to go over here. When really what we need to be looking at is we get to. Because if we wouldn't have waken up this morning and we weren't alive, we wouldn't be able to do it. When you're alive, you can make change. You can make choices. When you're dead, you cannot. There's a lot of value in that statement. Grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be alive today to experience what I'm experiencing. I'm grateful to be alive to make a choice on whether I want to go here or here. I'm grateful to be alive for how I want to use my time today. Am I going to use my time to serve everybody else? Am I going to put out a block of time to also serve myself? These are all choices we get to make every single day because we wake up and we're alive. And I think a lot of us, absolutely, I think it's a great point because I think a lot of us just don't do that. We wake up and we complain, right? We complain about everything we have to do instead of everything we get to do. And I think that's a very valuable point. If everybody woke up every single day and said, I am so grateful to be here. How am I going to make today the best day it can possibly be, despite obstacles around me? We would have a healthier nation for sure. So this is some of the mindset stuff we're going to talk about in my 5-day challenge. See, you guys are on it, but you didn't make me cry, almost. I think loss and grief does that to you. I think you have a choice when you lose everyone around you, whether you're going to be, oh, poor me, I'm all alone, or whether you're going to take that as a lesson and live every single day to its fullest. And I would like to say that for me, I try to live every single day as its fullest, because sitting around and whining about what I've lost or how alone I feel at times isn't necessarily serving my soul, as well as realizing that every single moment that we have in our lives is a gift. So I'll leave that at that. I see a couple more questions here. I'm going to dive into those. Keep throwing them out there. I see them. I'm going to get to them. Great freaking comment. All right. For those of you new here, yes, I get a little sappy sometimes. It's just part of my story. As you get to know me, you'll get little pieces of my story. Will we be able to access the store through the app? Yeah, what's basically going to happen is the current store, Total Health Apothecary, is going to redirect to the new store when it goes live. So there'll be no changes in how to access it. But if you had an account set up, I do believe we're going to have to set up new accounts. So we're trying to reach out and definitely cover the people who have subscriptions first. Yeah, absolutely. And you can always reach out to my team if you have questions about the new store on logistics of it. They will be on it, especially in this transition period, to help you guys as much as possible. Okay. Maybe not on a Saturday, because I like to give them the weekend off if I can. Hi, Eli. I'm glad you're here. You are so real. Thankful for you. Thank you. I made a choice a couple years ago to just be me when I show up here. That's it. That's all I can be. And be okay with the things in me that maybe people won't like, or that maybe people take offense by, or that maybe people, maybe people want to always work with someone who seems like they always have it together. But the bottom line is we all go through struggles, and we all have to adapt, and we all have to figure out ways to move forward. And we do that with community, and you guys are my community. So thank you for your support and always supporting me. You guys are awesome. Question about blood pressure. Why would BP meds randomly stop working? 190 over 100, no response from meds. I would definitely get a good look into cardiovascular, like get a good, go to a cardiologist, get a good workup. There could be a blockage somewhere that's not being noticed, which is something that needs to be caught immediately. There are blood pressure medications that do stop working, like maybe the blood pressure meds are an interesting class of medications because they have different ways that they work. For example, one of them may be a fight or flight blocker, like a sympathetic blocker. Another one is an ACE inhibitor, right? Which is playing on an enzyme, an ACE enzyme. Other ones are blocking aldosterone from the kidney. So sometimes the reason why the blood pressure is going up can change, right? So if originally the blood pressure was going up due to a simple stress response, the beta blocker might work great. But if that changes into an electrolyte deficiency, or sodium, potassium levels are changing, for example, well, then it might have to switch to a different blood pressure med. But the most urgent situation is there something blocking? Because that's a high reading. So get that checked out, yeah? All right, I got 5 minutes. Got anything else for me? I'd pick up Piggy and have her say hello, but she's definitely snoring. That silly dog. So next week, I will be at the beach on Friday. I'm not going to promise I'm going to go live. I might, but truth be told, we all need a vacation. And I kind of need one too. I've been working hard. Building that store is not easy. A lot of the things that I'm doing are fun and I love them, but they do take a ton of my time. And when I was at dance class last night, I was going to go to a second dance class. I got to credit those of you if you're out there listening. Last night, I have two. So on Thursday nights, so on Monday nights, I take 2 dance classes in a row. On Thursday nights, I take 2 dance classes in a row. And on Thursday, the first class is a cardio hip hop, which is hardcore, right? It's like hardcore, like just constant. And the second class is a R&B class, which is a little bit more subdued, but very, very technical. Like you really have to be on point with it, right? And so I took the first class last night and I was like, man, my body's like saying, don't go to the second class. But my head was like, no, you have to go because next week you're not going to be here. Like you got to go. And my friends looked at me and they said, Trisha, for God's sakes, look how much you're doing right now. Go home. Don't push yourself beyond its limits. You're going to get sick. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I need to go home. And I did. So I'm going to go to the beach and we'll see what kind of mood I'm in. And if I happen to just be sitting around or not, but for the most part, I may skip it, but then I'll be back the next week. But I will put a notification on my story so you guys know. In the meantime, what I would love to see is all of you in my challenge. I have to say, we have a lot of you in my challenge right now, and I am so psyched. For those of you that have signed up, yes for you. Nice work. I hope you all show up to the lives. I cannot wait to see all of you. Last I checked, there were over 100, which is awesome. Because if we all come together as a community and we all work together on just small little habits, can you imagine the impact on the health of everyone involved? That excites the living daylights out of me. That is so awesome. So if you did sign up, yes. If you didn't, go do it. What do you have to lose? It's free. I mean, yes, you're going to have to listen to 5 minutes or less of me talking every day. And you're going to get a handout you can download every single day. And then we have a live Q&A every day at 2 o'clock Pacific time during the challenge. If you can make it, great. I would love to see you there to clarify questions. At the very minimum, just watch the videos and take the handout. Hopefully, it will make a lasting impression, right? I'm going to take this last question and then I'm going to sign off. I have Pilates today, and I'm sure she's going to make my abs hurt like you would not believe, and that's okay. I'll make sure I breathe while I do it. So I'll be in a parasympathetic state, which is really important. I did a post on that on my story. I think it was yesterday. You have to be in a parasympathetic state to heal. So a lot of you, I know a lot of you go out there and you work out and you're like, I don't see any difference. I'm gaining weight. It doesn't work. I'm at my wit's end. And I would argue that you're exercising in a sympathetic state where your body is not in a place to heal and lose weight. So you do have to pay attention to that. Okay. Let's see Eli's question. Let me get a hold of these. There's toxic resilience and non-toxic resilience. So you have a wonderful vacation. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Well, I'm grateful to all of you, not only for you being alive today, but also for you showing up to just be here, be part of the community. I'm so grateful for all of you. So check out my link in bio to sign up for the challenge. You can also get to my website there. A couple of things we talked about today, I definitely have articles on. And what else? The store, the new store will automatically load over the old store. So hopefully, I think Tuesday is our go day. I might do it before then, but I think Tuesday's our go day. Aaron, if you're still there, reach out to me, love. I'll fill you in on the answers to your questions on that. And I will maybe see you next week, maybe not, but I'll definitely see you the week after that. So all of you have a wonderful Labor Day weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.